Good morning. How are you guys doing today? It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here at my house. I hope it is wherever you are too. Get me a little caffeine going before we get started. So I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm doing all things pink and glowy. So if you like pink, hop on in and join me. And I'm just going to dive right in. I want to tell you guys about Saint Makeup. Everything that we have can be placed in one compact. They're magnetic. This one is a double decker. So I have all of my everything for my face here. This is pretty much my palette. And then here I have other things like lipsticks, illuminators. We even have perfume. Good morning, Priscilla. Patricia, there I go again. Can you believe that? Your name is right there, and I'm calling you Priscilla. That's going to be your new name, Patricia. But we even have perfume, you guys. Let me make sure. We have 5 different types of perfume, and it's like it has an illuminator. It's a cream. You can just rub it on your skin. I love it. And let me see here. We have individual palettes as well. Like if you're a minimalist, you can just have the one palette. Now I have all of my powder and illuminators in this one. So it's really cute. They just magnetize in and out. When you're done with them, you pop them out and you throw them away. Good morning, Linda. Okay, so I'm just going to hop in. I'm only going to be using 2 brushes, possibly even 1. These brushes are a must with our cream foundation because they're really dense and they're designed perfect for this makeup, and they're designed to put the makeup on your skin and not stay on the brush, and that way you don't lose product. So I'm going to start with my foundation shade this morning, which we say is also known as our main highlight. So my main highlight is called Amber. I'm going to show you guys. And I have these written down so because I can't remember. So this is Amber. This will be, this one, Linen, is my main highlight, which is also known, my brightening highlight, which is also known as a concealer, a highlighter. You can use it as an eyeshadow primer. You can brighten your cheeks, your lip, your nose. There's all kinds of things you can do with that. So that's what I'm going to start out with first today, is just my highlight. My main highlight. And I'm just tapping my brush in. You don't really have to get a whole lot. And I'm going to focus on the areas that I want coverage. I'm not going to focus on my whole face because I'm going to put other products in other areas of my face. And I'm sorry, there's a little bit of shadowing this morning. It's the way the sun's hitting in here. But the places that I feel like I want coverage is here and here, because I want to highlight this triangle zone. Good morning. You guys say hey. Okay. So all you do is you just press this in your skin. And it melts to your skin, and then you can just kind of spread it around. Good morning. So excited to see you guys. So I'm not going to focus under my eyes because I'm going to highlight there. I'm going to do blush here, and that's the great thing about this product is you can put it on, like I said, where you want it, and you don't have to layer. And you get coverage with each product. So you can layer, but you layer slowly. With this, you get more coverage by layering slowly than just by putting a big gob on. It's going to create too much texture for you. So I like to go in around the corners of my nose a little bit because I have a little bit of redness and purple in there. I'm not seeing a lot of comments. You guys say good morning. Thanks for the hearts and the likes. So I'm going to go just around the outside of my eyes just a little bit. And I did more of a bold look on my last video, so I'm going for a little bit more of a softer look today. I'm working all day. I've got a long day, so I don't want a whole lot of makeup on. I just want to look presentable. But I'm doing pink today because it's Valentine's week, right? So I want to get in the festive mood. So can you guys see just that little bit of coverage and just the areas that I've already put the makeup? I haven't even put it all over, how it's blending my skin tone out in some of those other areas. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my contour. Excuse me. I was using the back of my beauty shop chair just a little bit to prop up against, and it rolled around on me. It spinned around. Okay, so I'm going to switch brushes now. This is our detail brush. In my mind, this is a must for your makeup kit because you can use this to spread your product out. You can use it for your contour. The second end you can use for your highlights and blending, your lids. There's so much you can do with it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit dark with my contour. Olive is actually the shade that I should be wearing, but I have it ordered. I don't have it yet. So I'm just taking the flat side of my brush, you guys, and I'm just kind of pressing it in. Let me come up here. And I'm just picking some of that up. Now the contour is a little bit thicker than the other products, so it has a different texture. It's designed to stay put where you put it. So what I'm wanting to do is create shadow up here. See how that kind of creates shadow? And what that does is it makes our face look more defined, and it makes it look more narrow, which is what I'm all about. So I'm going to come down, just kind of bring it down. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this as I go. And all I'm doing is just kind of pressing that into my skin, working it up into my hairline. I don't want to bring that all the way down. I'm going to swipe my comments and then swipe them back. And there we go. Good morning, Carol. Hey, Jessica. I'm so glad you love your makeup, Jessica. Yes, you would love this brush. You would love this brush. Okay, guys, I was not seeing your comments there for a minute, and I swiped them over. Okay, so again, I'm just pressing this in, and you'll notice I'm only coming down so far because I have already put my foundation, which is my main highlight shade here, and then I'm going to fill this area in with the highlight, the brightening highlight. So I'm getting coverage in all of those areas, even though I'm using a different product. I can order you one of these, Jessica. I'd be glad to. Okay, so again, I'm just getting this on the bottom of my brush, just kind of tapping in, and I'm going to go in right on the bottom of my cheekbone, not under, but right on. And I'm not going to come way out. For me, I find less is more. So I'm just kind of, let me see here, just kind of working that into the hairline a little bit. Okay. And I'm still learning on this one, guys, so you have to work with me. Okay, so this is another reason that I do this just on the bottom of the brush, because you don't want a lot of product as far as your contour here, so that when you start blending, you don't have a lot of product on the top part of your brush, so you can just kind of pull that up and soften it up. Now what this is doing is it's just creating a shadow. You want this line at the bottom, but you want to kind of soften that up a little bit and pull it up. So see when I turn a little how that's creating that shadow, and see how much longer this side of my face already looks than this part where I've softened and made that shadow. That's why contours are so important. It is a little bit intimidating because I'm still learning it myself. But if you can get the hang of it, it's really a game changer for your makeup. I'm going to put just a little bit more on this side. And again, I'm just pressing this into my skin. And that's what's so great about this product is you just kind of press it into your skin. It feels like a second layer of skin. It's so wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit of contour on my nose. And I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to use very little, and I'm going to try to come as high up on my nose as I can. I don't want to be down low. I want to be high up. The higher up you come, the longer you can make your nose look. And then I'm going to create a little shadow on the bottom as well. And then I'm going to create a little bit of shadow with the contour on my chin. And that looks a little scary, I know, but when you blend it out, it's really, really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to take the same brush, you guys, and I'm just going to blend that in softly. I don't want to take it away, I just want that shadow to still be there. And I'm kind of pulling it down the sides of my nose just a little. So see how that creates just a little bit of shadow? So now I'm going to go in with my highlighter, which is linen. I'm going to use the other end of my brush. I'm just kind of turning that around. And I'm just going to highlight the inside corner of my eyes. And then the outer part of my eyes. Because that's really all I need. And I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to do this area here. I'm going to do straight down the center of my nose, my Cupid's bow, and a little dab on my chin. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm just going to softly press that in and blend that in. I'm kind of pulling it down here a little bit on my cheek. I'm going to try to stay away from this area under my eyes. So I'm going to use what's left on this brush as a primer on my lid, just to kind of camouflage all of those colors. Then I'm going to pull this out and lifting. Just lifting. So I'm going to press that in. You can use a beauty blender too. Now what's left, I'm just going to kind of barely pull a little bit of that under my eye. Not a lot, because too much brightening will pull more attention to that. Okay, same thing here. Pressing that color in, pulling it down a little bit. Hi, Molly. My girl can't figure out how to be on camera in here in the beauty shop. So again, I'm just kind of pulling that up. Now, I'm going to blend out this area. Molly, I just love my cats, y'all. I don't know what I'd do without them. So see how that's already kind of all starting to take shape? And these brushes are really gentle on your skin. I'm afraid Molly's going to cause a big calamity over here. Okay, so I'm going to blend this in down around my Cupid's bow. And around on my chin just a little. Around my lips, because I'm going to use pink. And that's going to add a little extra brightness around there. So now I'm going to turn my brush around. And I'm going to blend this contour out. And what this does is it creates a little bit of shadow under your chin, which makes us look like we have jaws again. And plus it gives us a little bit of color. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little, turn my brush around again. I'm going to take that little bit of highlighter that's left and just kind of brighten around my eyes a little bit. So I'm going to take Candlelit, which is another highlight shade, and I'm going to put just a dab of it on that bump there. Well, it's not really a bump. It's like a raised blood vessel. Wipe my fingers off here. I have black pants on today. Okay, so now I'm going to take my big blender brush and I'm just going to kind of buff some of this out a little bit, soften everything in. And what this does is it kind of gives that skin a little bit more glow. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of lip color. and a little bit of cheek color, and then we'll move on to eyes. So I like to use an angle brush. So I wanted to ask you guys a favor. If you would just commenting helps a lot. But also, if you would share my video or invite friends to like our page, or even if you would leave a, like, I lost the words, you guys, like, how you could rate my page. Like at the top, it'll ask you, what do you think about this page? If you guys could go in there and rate it for me, I would really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to use Indigo. That's the same shade that I used to do my contour. So I'm going to use it as a lip liner, and I'm going to put a little bit of it on my brows to brighten my brows out. So that's many uses for this one product. And I'm really just trying to create a soft shadow there. Maybe even on the outside of my lip line just a little. I'm finding the older I get, you guys, it's harder to see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're doing all things pink today. But I am going to put a little bit of the shade called Pop on my lips first. And then I'm going to put a pink over top of it. Now this is kind of sheer. It's very shiny. It doesn't take much. And with this product, you really don't have to rub, because you can rub it off. You just tap it in. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let me wipe my fingers off again here. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the Love Spell, which is the pink, no, Hopeless, which this is a beautiful shade too, and it is very shiny and very transparent, but it's so pretty on the skin. Now sometimes you can go in with one of our matte shades and then do this over top, and that's really pretty too, because the matte shade holds and lasts a little better. These shiny shades, they're more like a lip gloss, but they do have color to them. Okay, I'm going to bounce back over here to the Indigo, and I'm lightly going to define my brows. I don't want to get a lot on there. I just want to add some color. Little teeny bit of definition to them. Again, trying to give that lift. Easy. Goes on so good. If you get a little too much like I did, you can take your spoolie and just wipe it right off. And if you guys would mind to share my video too, if you would feel inclined. The more exposure I get and the more people follow my page, the more exposure I get. The more they'll pull it up for me. So I would really appreciate that too. The fun thing about brows is they can look different every time, and mine do. Okay, I think that'll do it for the brow. Excuse me. Okay, so now I'm going to go in. I'm going to put a little bit of color on my cheeks. And I'm going to start with a little bit more of a matte shade. This is called Ballerina. It's also a pink, but it's kind of a nude shade as well. Actually, guys, I changed my mind. I want to show you another shade. I found one that's more pink that I want to do. Okay, this is the shade I'm going to use. This is called La Sienna. And I'm going to use a little bit of it with Hopeless. So I'm just going to put this right on my cheek line. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going to put a little bit of dab of that on my lips. Then I'm going to take of my blush and bronzer brush. I'm just going to tap that in, put a little color on my cheeks. See how pretty that is and the shine it gives, how the light catches and reflects off of it. I love that so very much. So now I'm going to go back in with the lighter shade, and I'm going to highlight the front of my cheeks a little bit with the lighter, which gives a little more glow. I'm just kind of working that in on my apples, y'all. Which actually just gives a really nice glowy look. Excuse me. Trying to decide what color eyeshadow I want to do. I know that pink is definitely my color for today, but kind of like to do something in with the pink a little bit. So I'm going to go in with just my regular base color, which is called Cupcake, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color. It's closest to my skin tone. And where I put the brightening highlight, this is really going to stick to that really good because it poses as a primer. Now I'm also going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to brighten that corner of my eye up with it. Just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in actually with the lip and cheek, and I'm going to put that on my lids today because I'm just so in love with these colors. And this will just add a fresh, dewy look. And I'm just going to tap it, press it in right over top of that powder eyeshadow. Isn't that pretty? Easy. So easy. And actually with doing the powder eyeshadow underneath, you get a lot of color payoff. Let me tell you guys what shade that is. That one is called Frenchy. And Frenchy is also great if you have dark circles under your eyes, you have hyperpigmentation, where it is kind of a pink shade or a pink base. It's really great for neutralizing those colors. I have a lady that has really some heavy darkness under her eyes, and she uses Frenchy before she does any of her makeup, and that way it gives her a fresh canvas to start with. So that's really neat too. So there again are products, you can just use them for so many things. So that was Frenchy. I'm just going to put a dab of it on my cheeks too. I get carried away. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to find my highlighters back out. I'm going to highlight right up under my lids a little and on my cheeks a little more. So I'm using my fan brush, and I'm just going to add a little bit of, this is actually an illuminator, but it does kind of highlight, it brightens things up. I'm going to add a little bit on my nose, a little bit across my Cupid's bow, a little on my chin, and I actually really like to add just a little bit I'm going to use my finger right in the middle. This is where you get that youthful look, you guys. Any light that we can add to take away from the shadows really is going to make a difference. Okay, so now I'm going to throw in some eyeliner and a little bit of mascara, and I will show you guys another little secret. I'm just going to do just a little bit of eyeliner just to brighten my eyes up, nothing real heavy. Again, I'm focusing more on the outer part of my eyes so that I don't close my eyes off. And I'm kind of going to go under my lash line a little, rather than on the lid. That just adds a little bit of color without going too heavy. I am going to grab the shade called Cocoa in our eyeshadows, and I'm going to put a little bit of it on my brow just to kind of set the contour. That kind of gives it just a little bit more depth. Linda, how are you doing? So great to see you. I know my videos have a tendency to get a little long, y'all, but I'm just having fun over here. just put a little bit of that cocoa shade right in the corner, just to kick things up a little bit more. So let's throw some mascara on to finish this look off. So I'll just tell you a little bit about this makeup. It is cream. It's made with beeswax, liquid paraffin. It's like having another layer of skin. Really, you don't even feel like you have it on. I love it. I really do. I say that. And that's just not a sales pitch. I really do like it, y'all. And I like the way it makes my skin feel. It washes off so great. And then when I do wash it off, my skin feels so good. I really don't even feel like I need to do a night regimen after I've had this makeup on my skin all day, because it moisturizes my skin. But it's just because it is moisturizing doesn't mean that it's not good for oily skin or young skin. It's really great for mature skin. It's great for oily skin. Hey, Miss Patricia. I got it right that time. I didn't call you Priscilla after all this time of knowing you. But there is a little bit of time. It takes your skin a couple weeks to get used to the product. If you do have oily skin, you can use a setting spray as a primer. I didn't do that today because I'm really digging the pinkish glowy look today. That was what I wanted. I am going to set it with a setting spray. And then our moisturizer, our skincare moisturizer, it's a cream. If you're not going to be out in the sun, it is really great for under eyes. Like if I feel like right now under my eyes look kind of dry and just not really flowing with my makeup, I could go and put a little bit of that and just dab it under there with my makeup on, and it would really plump up under my eyes and make them look really pretty and really moisturized, and you really wouldn't even notice that you don't have any foundation on under your eyes. It really softens and blends that skin out for you really good. I have done that on one of my videos before. It's really interesting how that works, especially if you're a minimalist and you don't really want to put a whole lot of, you know, makeup on. But again, it does have some products in it that you don't want to be out in the sun. If you're going to, you know, be in a vehicle or inside or whatever, it's okay during the day. It's mostly made for a nighttime regimen, but I do wear it under my makeup because I love it so much, but I'm hardly ever outside. And with this makeup, you can do moisturizer. You just want to put it on and let it soak in your skin really good for like 15 minutes. I actually put mine on before I blow dry my hair, and then I turn my blow dryer on a cool setting, and I kind of dry my face a little bit too. Taking your time with your mascara is really key because we want everybody to look at us in that area. Hey Patricia, I just had a perm cancel on Thursday. Would you like to come and get your hair color and cut on Thursday at 11 o'clock? If you do, let me know and we can move you from Saturday to Thursday, and then I would have time to do color too. As far as removing your makeup at night, we have these wonderful microfiber towels, y'all. They're designed to remove your makeup and for your face, and I can't say enough good things about them. You can use it and just water and remove your makeup beautifully. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. I was trying to move things around again so I can see my comments. Alright, I think I'm pretty close to being done. I want to add some Bella bronzer and warm my skin up a little bit. This Bella bronzer, it's great for winter time if you want to warm your skin up. It's great for summertime if you have a tan and you just want to add a little glow. You can put it on your face. You can put a little dab on your ears, your neck, your collarbone. It is beautiful and it is universal. It is for everybody. Now we do have several bronzers, but this one is my favorite. It's right here, Bella bronzer. It has a really soft, creamy texture. The texture is a little different than the others. Doesn't take a whole lot, but I'm in love with it. I mean, honestly, I'm in love with it. And you kind of put it over top of your contour and kind of just blend it down. There is a learning curve to it, you guys, but see how it just warms my skin up. So then I like to turn my blush and bronzer brush and just kind of buff it out. Buff it into the skin and see how it gives that glow and that shine. And then it also adds the warmth to the skin. Excuse me. So I'm going to go kind of like right under my blush with it. I'm going to do the tip of my nose, like under the bottom, just to give me that sun-kissed look. And now I'm going to blend it in and give my skin a glow. You don't want to press too much because you don't want to wipe all your other goodies off. All right, you guys, so that kind of concludes my look for today. Excuse me, all things pink. I hope maybe you picked up a few tips to help you with your morning routine, to make you feel good. Really don't feel like I have makeup on my skin. It just amazes me every single time at how I don't feel like I have anything on my skin. Now, I feel like I did kind of rub a little bit of my blush off, so when I did my bronzer, so I'm going to add just a little more here in the front of my cheeks. Because I love this color. That's the great thing about these products too, you guys. You can layer. And the more you layer, the more color payoff you get. And again, I have the same color on my lids as I have on my cheeks. Isn't that amazing? So let me just pat that in. Blend it out a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little trick. You can take your highlighters. If you really want to add some shine to your cheeks when you're done, you can take your setting spray. And what you do is you go ahead and you set your face. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any powder. So I'm going to set myself with my setting spray. And while that's still wet, I'm going to go in with my illuminator. And I'm just going to add and that's really going to, see how that really makes that color there pop? I love that. And then you just kind of press it in. Blend it out. But that's a trick, y'all. While it's still wet, while your setting spray is still wet, I love that. And then it just gives you a little extra shine on your cheeks. I'll have to soften that up just a little bit with my beauty blender. So I'm going to add a little more shine down my nose, just because I can. And of course I've already set everything, so that illuminator is really going to set to that. So now all I have to do is just spray my hair and get ready for my 10:45 haircut and get my day started. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. This is my everything pink. I have on pink blush. I use my blush, my lip and cheek on my cheeks, on my lips and my eyes. I use my contour to contour my whole face out. I used it on my brows and as a lip liner, all the same color. I use the color Cocoa eyeshadow over top of my contour on my brows just to put a little bit of powder and soften that up a little bit. I used a little bit of pencil eyeliner today just because everything else was so soft. I wanted to add a little bit more drama to my eyes. I actually use Pharmacy's Double Lash Mascara because that's my favorite mascara in the world. It adds volume and then it adds length. Then I used our Bella bronzer to top my look off to add a little bit of warmth and glow to my skin. Give me that sun-kissed look. If you guys would like a color match, please just comment hashtag color match. If you catch me on the replay, I would really and truly appreciate it if you would comment hashtag replay. If you're interested in our cream pot products, they're really handy. They're really great on the skin. They're good for all skin types, young skin, dry skin, oily skin, mature skin. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. Once you try it and you learn the technique, you're never going to want to try anything else because it really does feel amazing and it changes your skin texture. It does. It makes your skin feel amazing. Very affordable. Everything goes in one compact. The tins just pop in and out when you're done with them. You can throw them in your purse, in your travel bag. They're really easy just to carry, grab and go. You can put your makeup on while you're driving down the road, you know, if you're a passenger, not driving, of course. But I'm going to hop on off and get my day started. Thank you guys for watching my All Things Pink. I hope you learned some tips and tricks for mature skin, and I will see you guys soon. Peace out to you guys, and God bless.